Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. Stoked you are all here. Real quickly, I just want to say thank you to all the channel members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to anyone who comes in to check out my knife, my EDC content. I appreciate you being here. Welcome here anytime. I hope you enjoy the content. Today, we have got a familiar, again, specimen with some major exclusive improvements and enhancements. This, guys, is the QSP Penguin, but it's the traditional pocket knives exclusive in their PP Ultem, or their smooth Ultem finish. It is a button lock instead of a liner lock or a frame lock. Has thumb studs, does have a flipper tab, has a couple of really cool updates that we'll talk about. And going back into Penguin lore, I think I said in my earlier videos, or for those of you who don't know, the QSP Penguin was one of the first 5 knives I picked up when I started getting into knives around the time lockdown started, and I started kind of dabbling with the collection. And I think the one I bought, I know the one I bought, was the Denim Micarta D2, and it had the, it was about 32, 33 bucks. Great knife, liner lock. Held on that knife for a really long time. Ended up giving it away on a Friday Night Flicks. And then brother Jim Miller had sent me a couple of knives for giveaway. And one of them was a carbon fiber QSP Penguin, which I also did a little video of because I picked up a slip joint QSP Penguin because the knife has kind of meant that much to me over the years. It's a knife that, again, it was one of my first knives. It was a knife I learned about on YouTube. It got a lot of really positive reviews from a lot of people. I didn't know really what I was looking for in knives, right? So when I went ahead and ordered it, it came in. Didn't really know what to expect. Didn't know what D2 steel was. Didn't know what a Sheepsfoot blade was. But the knife just worked very well. Had great action. Had a great little liner lock. It was inexpensive. Cut well. Carried well. So when QSP released the slip joint Penguin, which is one that I still have, again, because I love the style and the shape of the Penguin, I had to pick one up. It's a knife that means a lot to me because it was one of my first getting into knives knife. And Austin, who was on Friday Night Flicks last week, or last week when I'm recording this, not exactly sure when this will come out, sent me a couple of updated QSP traditional pocket knives exclusives to check out, experience, and then I'm sending them back to him. And I'm sending them back to him this week, so that's why I wanted to make sure I get all these videos filmed. But this is one, I did a review on the titanium exclusive Jig Titanium, the M390 Mini, that's traditional pocket knives exclusive. I've got another review that's coming out on another traditional pocket knives exclusive Penguin. But this is the one that I think has really blown me away. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not just because it's a button lock. It is a plunge lock or button lock that has some of the snappiest action, so much so that it's very hard for me to reverse finger flick because the action is so snappy. I prefer thumb flicking it or using the flipper tab. It works absolutely fantastic. It's got the exact same shape is the original, the OG Penguin. Just to give you an example, the Mini Penguin, and then one that's coming up that I don't think will have gone out before this one, we have the Penguin Plus, which is a traditional pocket knives exclusive, when they made a little bit bigger Penguin, but this is the exact same size as my D2 Denim Micarta OG QSP Penguin. But this is, and you guys can probably see one of the coolest differences, This has got several refinements that Austin traditional pocket knives put in with QSP to make it literally banging. One thing you can tell is you see that belt satin on that deep hollow grind. Yeah, hollow grind, guys. This Penguin has a very, very nice, deep, sharp hollow grind. You've got an actual sharpening choil that they really wanted to focus on. Penguins, I've never had a problem sharpening them, but your traditional Penguins are, you know, pretty straight, kind of Spyderco-y in a way, don't really have much in the way of a sharpening choil. Well, this one does. So you've got the deep hollow grind, you've got the sharpening choil that gives you several good sharpenings there, and then you've got S90V blade steel. You've got a titanium pocket clip, steel liners, very light package. I used to not know what I thought about Ultem. I'm kind of come from the vape world, and the first time I ever heard about Ultem and used Ultem was in vape tips. So I know it's a very durable material. I've got a Vosteed that has some textured Ultem. I really like it. The smooth Ultem is very nice. It is not slick. I thought it was going to be something that was, you know, really slick in hand, but it's not. The knife feels good. The clip, being a titanium clip, goes in and out of pocket very well, but you don't feel it in your hand. And I can death grip this knife, and it feels good. That's one of the things that I think has made the QSP Penguin kind of a timeless design that's always been popular from as long as I've been in the community, a little over 3 years, maybe around 3 years. But it continues to stay around, right? It's hadn't fallen by the wayside because it's a great design. The basic layout of the blade, the handle, to me, the ergonomics, it just works. And then to see it take these type of turns, I love the fact that the hollow grind was added. I like the fact that the sharpening choil was added. I love the fact that they used S90V. Austin's been using M390, fantastic steel. To be honest with you, as you guys know, I couldn't probably tell you the difference in the different steels because I'm opening Amazon packages. I'm not hard using knives, but I like S90V. I like the way it feels on a stone. I like the way it sharpens up. I like the way it retains an edge. And guys, this hollow ground Penguin is an absolute laser beam. It is so enjoyable to cut with. Whether you're doing pull cuts, whether you're doing push cuts, whether you're doing detail cuts, this knife is sharp, guys. And it's thin, and it's just an absolute joy. I think as far as Penguins, which again, it's a knife that I'll say I initially grew out of just because I started getting into more premium knives, and that was over years, guys. That didn't happen in a week or two. It's just kind of been my hike through the knife world. And then when I started seeing the more upgraded QSP Penguins, I was very interested. And now that I've experienced them, this knife right here is available at Traditional Pocket Knives. This is an exclusive. They also have it, if you don't like PP Ultem, in a button lock S90V hollow grind titanium for the same price. And I don't want to quote the price right. It's between 150 and 180, and I don't remember exactly what that price is. I'm thinking it's closer to 150. Don't quote me. I'll put it in the description. I'll also put a link to the site. But the Ultem and the titanium are going to be the same price if they're both still in stock. I just think the hollow grind is a chef's kiss addition to what I think is a wonderful knife. The S90V is wonderful. The plunge lock to me is great. I like the frame locks too. See, I'm having a hard time even getting my finger in the right spot because the detent is just so crisp, which is a good thing. Fantastic specimen. And when I get back into the game, this is a knife I would definitely go after. I would definitely buy, because it's quality materials. It's everything I loved about my original Penguin in D2 and my Carta, but it has so many refinements that don't seem like a lot, but the hollow grind makes this a delightful cutter. The S90V blade makes it just to me, a stunning knife. I'm a huge fan. I've always been a Penguin fan. Again, you can go back and look at my old videos, look at my old Instagram posts, and one of my first OG knives was that D2 QSP Penguin. I think the fact that traditional pocket knives, Austin has embraced the Penguin and done a lot of upgraded things and given it kind of a life, or maybe a more discerning buyer, right? Somebody who's going to be shopping at traditional pocket knives for other knives that maybe want something a little bit more premium. But just to give you guys an idea on, if you haven't experienced a QSP Penguin, this is just a quick size comparison with the Benchmade bug out and the Benchmade mini bug out. So it kind of splits the difference of those sizes. This is a Sharpie. And we got a S90V Baby Banter. And a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Just some common knives that happen to be laying out here on the table. So I consider it a straight up medium-sized knife, the way I classify knives for my personal use, right? I would think of this as a medium-sized knife. I get a full 4 fingers here. I can choke up if I want to. I've got many different grips that I can utilize with the Penguin. It's just kind of a neutral knife. Never been really flashy as far as knives went, but it's just always been a great knife. You can go on YouTube and see hundreds of videos on QSP Penguins because the design is that good. Let's get the tape measure out, do a couple of quick dimensions. So it comes in, I'm going to call it right at 7 inches. 7-inch knife, 3-inch blade, right over 2 3/4 inch cutting blade here. The inside handle is 3.5 inches. From right here to right here, you're looking at 3.5. If you choke up, like I sometimes do, depending on what I'm cutting, you've got a good handy 4 inches in the clear. And like the other Penguins and the Penguins of old, you've got your lanyard loop right there. This knife, I'd be interested in the weight difference, and it'll say on their website. I need to check it out because I know, or I think, that this is going to be a good bit lighter than the titanium. I say a good bit, not a great bit. Let's see. 2.95 ounces, or yeah, 2.95 ounces, guys. So if you're looking at an inch an ounce for your weight, this Ultem Penguin is going to fall right into there. So just out of curiosity, yeah, 2.5. So I know the titanium is probably going to weigh a little bit more, but you can get a titanium button lock, S90V, hollow ground, exclusive traditional pocket knives, QSP Penguin, and I think this knife is fantastic. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the little knife that I reviewed yesterday, this mini, or one that's going to come tomorrow, the Plus, the bigger size, because this is a flat ground M390 blade. And guys, the shape of the blade, it's not a hollow grind, but it is every bit as slicey. It's got the premium materials with the M390, jig titanium clip, and then a frame lock with great action. So, and the one, give you guys a sneak peek that we'll be looking at Saturday, because I think it's worth looking at by itself because of its size, is the exclusive traditional pocket knives, QSP, Penguin Plus. The Penguin Plus, I think, is fantastic. I love it. The size is just spot on. And then, just give you a size comparison with the Penguin slip joint, which if you guys like slip joints, and I know this isn't what this video is about, this is a larger slip joint, or if you're looking for a traditional knife to be an EDC knife. So that's going to be your standard size Penguin. If I had my D2 Penguin here, it's going to be the same size as this majorly upgraded, refined, exclusive from traditional pocket knives. And it is a winner, guys. I wanted to bring it to you. This video should come out Friday. So if you're watching this on Friday and you don't have anything you're doing around 8:30 or 8:15 tonight, stop by Friday Night Flicks. We will be hanging out, talking about knives, talking about other stuff. But guys, I think this is, and again, this is coming from a QSP Penguin fan. I like every one of the exclusives that I've looked at. The fact that I love this one the most is not taking anything away from the others. The reason I love this one the most is the hollow grind, because I'm a weirdo and I like that. The sharpening choil, and the fact that it's got a different locking mechanism, the button lock. So again, quirky, they're all great. This is a winner. I'm not exactly sure on the price. I was in that range there. I'll put it in the description and also put an affiliate link to Traditional Pocket Knives where you can check out all these different knives. And I want to thank Austin again for both being a guest on the show and also for sending me several of these knives to check out and make videos on. Have them boxed up coming back to you Saturday, buddy. And everybody, thank you for coming. If you're still here by chance and you haven't had a chance yet, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon. It does really help me out. But thank you so much. And please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your hearts and choose debate, not hate. I love y'all. Peace.